Hi, this is Steve at Hilltops IT, and in this video we're going to take a look at QuoteWerks reporting and the type of thing that we can achieve with a tool such as Excel rather than the QuoteWerks out-of-the-box reporting functionality. So in front of me I've got an Excel spreadsheet which we created for one of our customers, Castle Pumps, and we've got a series of 5 different reports on here. Now when I open this up, all the values are defaulted, and I could just hit this data button and go for this refresh all option. Because my data is very old in this demo database, I'm just going to change a couple of these options just so as we can see some data getting pulled through. And rather than using that option on the data menu, I'm just right clicking to go refresh here. And there we can see it's starting to bring through data. Now this report specifically is looking at customers that have placed orders. So in terms of the QuoteWerks database, it's looking for any customers that have got an order type document. And it's looking for those that have placed orders outside of the last 30 days. And it's bringing through any quotes that we've created within the last 5,000 days. Okay, in reality that should just be 30, but this is, as I said, demo data. The next one is prospects that have not placed orders. Again, I'm just going to change that just to show it pulling some data through. Hit refresh, and this is pulling through prospects. So these are people that have quoted but we've never actually ordered. That's how we're defining the difference between a prospect and a customer. Those that have got an order type document and those that have not. This next report, we're doing quote analysis by supplier. Now we've got all sorts of filters down here. The sales rep fairly speaks for itself. Sold to country. This quote type was a custom text field that the users fill in, but this could be kind of anything really. Again, I'll just change this just to show some data coming through, and right click refresh, and here we're seeing the number of quote line items, the number of quote documents, the values, and also the equivalent for order documents. So the number of line items that this particular manufacturer or supplier or vendor, choose your terminology, has been placed on, the number of actual documents, which is quite different to the number of line items, the cost, the sell-in, the profit, the margin, and all sorts of useful information which my purchasing team might find interesting. This next one is just the same but with more detail. It's actually listing out the documents rather than summarizing it by manufacturer or supplier. This final one is, again, it's just listing all the documents which was used in their e-marketing, I believe, based on the sales reps specialist area. Now, how do we get this? Let's have a little look under the hood as to how we're actually achieving this. We use the QuoteWerks SQL Server database, or rather an add-on database. We always create an add-on database which sits alongside the QuoteWerks database. If you're familiar with SQL, what we do is create views into that. So we're looking at the document headers, the document items tables, the lookup currents items, and other bits and pieces. And then what we do is create these store procedures to query the data. Now these types of store procedures are the type of thing you just can't do with QuoteWerks out-of-the-box reporting. If you're familiar with SQL, you'll probably be able to see that this is pulling out all our order documents, what we define as our customers, just a summary list of those, and then it's comparing that to the quotes and deciding what record should and what record should not be placed on my report. Similarly with the not placed orders, it's doing these funky joins, these things that simply aren't possible with QuoteWerks out of the box. That feeds into the Excel spreadsheet. If we go to this data menu option again, or tab, we've got these queries and connections, and this is how we pull that data in. We link the query to the stored procedure, and that's how we pull the information in. I hope you've found this insightful. If you've got ideas on reports that you'd like and just wondered how you could achieve that, if you're a bit of an Excel whiz, if you're familiar with SQL Server Management Studio, then you've got all the tools, all the skills that you need to be able to do this type of thing. If you're less familiar with it, then of course get in touch with us. We'll be more than happy to help. Hope you found this useful.